in Indonesia right now it's 10 o'clock, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Indonesia at 8 o'clock.
Yes. So it's convenient for Professor Chiaming soon. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will begin. Thank you for the speakers, Professor Amron and Professor Chiaming Sun for coming today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, all participants, and welcome to the first International Conference on Business, Economics, Accounting, and Technology. My name is Haunan, and I'm going to be the host for today's event. The topic of this webinar is going to be the future of business, economics, and technology, embracing digital transformation for sustainable development. Before we begin, I'd like to read out the rundown of today's event. So the first is registration opening, and then singing of the national anthem of Indonesia. Next is the conference report from the chairman of Icbeat 2025, and will be opened by the symbolic opening speech from the rector of Udinus, Professor Dr. Pulung Nurtantio Andono, STMcom. And we will have the speaker session. The first one is Dr. Harun from James Cook University, Australia. And then the second one is Dr. Chiaming Sun, PhD from the Yunlin Technology University. And then the third one is invited speaker from Professor Dr. Amron SDMM from Universitas Dian Nuswantoro and Dr. Goran Chorluka from University of Split. And at 12, we will have the parallel session for the presenters. That's all that I can read you the rundown. And we are now moving to the next agenda, which is the singing of national anthem of Indonesia. Thank you very much. The next agenda is conference report delivered by the chairman of Icbeat 2025 for Dr. Imang David Pamungkas, SEMSI AKT. The screen is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Onan. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Distinguished keynote speaker, respected scholar, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great honor and privilege to welcome all of you to the first International Conference on Business, Economic, Accounting, and Technology Icbeat 2025, organized by the Faculty of Economic and Business Universitas Dian. Alhamdulillah, despite the challenge, the inaugural conference is successfully being held virtually, allowing us to connect across border and reach the wider academic community. With more than 1,067 submissions and 145 papers present today. Exhibit as per expert or expectation. The remarkable achievement reflect the dedication and strong commitment of research and academic from around the world. This year's time, the future of business, economic, and technology embracing digital transformation for sustainable development reflect our shared vision to explore how digital transformation can be effectively handled to drive innovation, strengthen global collaboration, and ensure sustainable development. On behalf of the organized committee, I would like to express my deep gratitude to our keynote speaker for the invaluable insight and contribution, Profesor Dr. Amron SAMM, Universitas Dian Nuswantoro, Indonesia, Dr. Godan Karluka, University of Split, Kroasia, Dr. Harun, James Cook University, Australia, Profesor Sun Jiaming, PhD, National University of Science and Technology, Taiwan, our sponsor, Bang Jateng, our co-host, Universitas Kristen Petra, Universitas Pamulang, Universitas Wahid Hasim, Universitas Mahasiswa Denpasar, and STIE Ciputra Makassar. Our partner, ABSI, IFREL, and RI, this generous support and collaboration. The Rector of Universitas Dian Nuswantoro, Profesor Dr. Pulung Nurtantio Andono, ST MCom, together with the Dean, Vice Dean, Committee, and all participants for this invaluable dedication and commitment. I'm also pleased to inform you that the selected paper from the conference will be published in a proceeding index by Copernicus, which will further disseminate the valuable knowledge and findings shared during this event. Finally, I certainly hope this virtual conference will not only provide many academic exchange, but also foster strong international collaboration, inspire innovation research, and become the foundation for global scholarly tradition and at Universitas Dian Nuswantoro. Thank you very much for the kind attention and active participation. I wish you all a bright and successfully conference. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you, Dr. Imang, for the inspiring report. So the next one, we are honored to welcome the Rector of Universitas Dian Nuswantoro, Professor Dr. Pulung Nurtantio Andono, STMCom, who will deliver the symbolic opening speech virtually.
Distinguished keynote speaker, honorable guests, respected colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning and very warm welcome to all of you. It is both an honor and pleasure for me to address you today at the first international conference on business, economics, and accounting and technology. On behalf of the organizing committee and our university, I extend my heartfelt greeting to every participant joining us, whether you are here with us in person or attending virtually from abroad. This event marks an important milestone for us. It is our very first international conference under this theme, and it represents more than just an academic gathering. It is a reflection of our shared vision to create a meaningful platform where scholar, researcher, industry practitioner, and policymaker can come together to exchange ideas, foster collaboration, and explore innovative solutions. Ladies and gentlemen, the theme of our conference, the future of business, economic, and technology, embracing digital transformation for sustainable development, capture both the challenge and the opportunity of our era. Around the world, digital transformation is reshaping the way we conduct business, the way economies function, and the way technology integrates into everyday life. Artificial intelligence, big data, financial technologies, and digital platforms are no longer concepts of the future. They are realities shaping the present. Yet, with this advancement comes responsibility. Digital transformation must go hand in hand with sustainability. It must serve not only efficiency and innovation, but also inclusivity, equity, and long-term resilience. The future we envision is not one of growth for growth's sake, but one that ensures progress for the people and the planet alike. This conference provides us with an invaluable opportunity to reflect on these dynamics, to learn from one another, and to contribute ideas that might guide business, economic, and society toward a sustainable digital future. I encourage every one of you to engage fully, ask questions, share your perspective, and build connections that extend beyond this session. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me also to take this moment to thank the organizing committee, the academic team, and all our partners who have worked with great dedication to make this conference possible. Your efforts are deeply appreciated, and your commitment has laid the foundation for what I believe will be a meaningful and memorable event. To all participants, I warmly welcome you once again. May this conference inspire you, broaden your horizon, and strengthen collaboration that will continue long after this gathering concludes. Thank you, and I wish you a fruitful, inspiring conference ahead. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Prof. Pulung Nurtantio Andono, for the remarks. And we are officially opening our Icbeat Conference 2025. Before we begin the first session of the invited speaker, I would like to remind everyone a quick reminder about keeping your microphone muted, and please rename your Zoom account to your full name. For the Q&A later on, you may type your question in the chat box with your name and institution, or you can ask by raise hand feature. If you face any technical issues, please message the host in the Zoom or the contact of the help desk. We will be happy to assist you. For the next agenda is going to be a moment of silence for prayer. So let's pray together for the success of this event. Moment of silence, prayer begin. Finish. Thank you very much, everybody. Now, since we are still in the morning, I believe that everybody has high spirit now. Let's take photo together. Everybody, could you please use your virtual background and let's take a photo together. You can also take your own photo by screen sharing the screen. Okay. Three, two, one. Thank you. And we have four pages. 3, 2, 1. Yeah. 4 pages. 3, 2, 1. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Our agenda is going to be a speaker in presentation from the speaker, Dr. Harun from James Cook University, Australia. We are going to wait for Dr. Harun. Ladies and gentlemen, please kindly wait for Dr. Harun to join us in this conference room as we will have the first speaker session at 8:30. Thank you very much.
Hello, my friend. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, Dr. Harun, welcome to Icbeat, Doctor. We can hear your voice clearly, sir.
All right, you can hear my voice, right?
Yeah, very clearly.
Oh,
Thank you
very
very
good.
much.
Thank you very much. My student in Singapore also follow the conference. So around 40 students in my class, they also say hello to you in this case. So I am in the class, but also at this event is also very useful for them as well. So I am generous to them, so they can also follow it. I am also going to present in few minutes, right?
Yes, they're most welcome, sir, to join. Uh, Thank you very much. We are very honored to have your students as well.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, before we begin, Doctor, I will read your CV for the audience so that they know uh, about yourself.
All right.
Yeah, so Dr. Harun is from senior lecturer in business accounting, James Cook University, with extensive academic and research experience. He is recognized for his expertise in sustainability accounting, public sector reforms, corruption studies, and role of accounting in emerging economies. He has made significant contributions to the field of accounting, particularly in the institutionalization of accrual accounting, public sector reform, and sustainability reporting. His research offers critical insights into the challenges and impacts of governance, financial transparency, and institutional change, especially within the Indonesia and Asia Pacific context. As an accomplished scholar, Dr. Harun has played an important role in bridging academic theory and practical policy application. His work is widely cited and has influenced both academic discourse and government practices. Beyond research, he is also dedicated to teaching and mentoring, shaping the next generation of business and accounting professionals. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Harun.
All right, thank you very much for the generous introduction.
Shall we kindly help you with the PowerPoint, or will you?
Okay, please run the PowerPoint so I can look at that in terms of helping me to highlight the contents. Okay, can you? So basically, the title is very generic, accounting position in digitalized business, challenge and opportunities, right? So can you go to the next page, please? All right, so this is the, my student in Singapore also happy with this. I also have some students from Europe and other countries, Singapore, China, India, Australia. Right, there are five items I'm going to talk about. First of all, we need to look at the history and contemporary position of accounting, because our life, history has shaped us today, and what we are doing today will shape the future of our life, including the accounting profession, right? Now, this is the point. The second one, we are going to talk about sustainability as a new mantra for business. So my topics is quite critical. Consulting companies may not like it. I'm speaking on behalf of the critical thinking communities in looking at the complicated phenomenon come from accounting profession and business in general. And I can also talk it in relation to sustainability, because the topic is also around sustainability and AI. So one thing that I can also will share is the how big or how much money involved in the sustainability business across the globe. Limitation of sustainability narratives, and last one, this is also good news. I can give some suggestion what kind of skills and necessary knowledge that is important for current generation of accountants and our students. And then please look at the next page. Right, accounting or accounting standards, there is no doubt, is it is a powerful rules. It's a powerful narration, just like Bible or Quran, globally accepted, right? Accounting standards also, in some ways, have such a kind of global characteristic where people accept them without critical questions. So this is the definition, the one of the key phase of accounting. The second ones, its rules and practice reflect the interest of powerful actors, position undemocratic settings, right? So basically, accounting is not very democratic model of governance, right? Because it is set up by only particular group of people in UK or in New York or in US, but everybody else have to follow it, whether it is in Japan, Indonesia, Australia, other countries, China, across the globe. I am not talking about whether it is right or not. It is just a factual phenomenon, all right? Now, the phase of accounting, what kind of information accounting produce, it depends on who are the most powerful actors in shaping the accounting. the most powerful actors have been capitalists, right? Have been the company owners, because this is the basic underlying value that drive their business. It is about making money. And if we want to make money and we talk about profit, then the main device or the main tool is accounting. No other rules that can change the accounting model in measuring what is meant by profit, what is meant by cost, what is meant by other parameters based on accounting standards. So it is very systematic, very nice, and quite common across the world. So it is a single model of creating values. Now, this the one of the condition or the situation that affect accounting profession. Now, in that sense, accounting serve capitalists rather than workers or the public. So, historically speaking, the main powerful actors in relation to accounting is who is using financial statement. The main users are capitalists, right? Other users basically secondary actors, right? Not really main actors. If you look at those who help fund the research for accounting standard across the globe, the research project come from main accounting firms, big accounting firms. The research come from big political parties in US or in Europe to form or to sustain what is the accounting practice that should be put in place. And in the end of the day, accounting practice that can save the capitalistic actors in this case. Because of that, accounting, despite the potential for revealing sustainability performance, so nowadays accounting can also informs ethical practice, gas emission, how many animals you kill to produce a car or whatever, right? Or how many tons of water to raise 1 kilogram of rice, for example. It can be informed by accounting parametrics or accounting parameters. But the question is whether this kind of information come into effect that have legal implication, which is not, right? Which is not. Why it is not? Because main capitalists across the globe doesn't want it, right? So this is the real story behind the current model of accounting that we are teaching and practice across the world. Phase of accounting depends on its environment. And because of that, because the most powerful actors are capitalists, then in the end, what capitalists wants, it is the phase of the accounting numbers and accounting rules will be. So it depends on the most powerful actors in the environment of the accounting narrative, accounting standards, and accounting practice. So in that sense, accounting is not very democratic, right? If you talk about democratic value, because it is set up by a small number of people in this case. I am not saying this is about right or wrong. I'm just saying it is the actual realities of the society and history. Now, next. Please go to the next page. Right. How big the money generated from selling sustainability mantra or sustainability business? Now, sustainability right now has become a powerful generator of cash. For who? For big accounting firms, for capitalists, right? You can see the figure here, right? For example, 2024, $67.2 billion, US billion dollars, increased from previous year in terms of income by Deloitte, one of a major accounting firms. You can also look at the Price Waterhouse also generate billions of dollars. I don't need to mention it. You can just read it. It means that a lot of money that put in place and generate the money, right? So big accounting firms, because they aware people are concerned on sustainability, then it becomes a very sexy business or sexy source of income. So this is how strategic big accounting firms, they generate the public voice and hijack it into accounting narrative. That is why, if you look at the global standard of sustainability, it is not a compulsory in many countries. There is no, despite there are efforts, if you look at the global initiative reporting model or integrated reporting model about sustainability, it is very fragile. Why it is very fragile? Why it is not implemented across the world? Because main capitalists, main big accounting firms doesn't want it. What they want is the application of narratives of sustainability to keep the business like what has been done so far, with some modification to please the public. So you can see also Ernst & Young, one of the biggest accounting firms, also make a lot of money from sustainability business. It is about sustainability business. I'm not talking about the real implication of the sustainability ethics, sustainability practice from science perspective into real business of accounting, real business of business, and a real impact on the nature or the reduction of gas emission, for example. So we can talk about how impact, what is the real impact of the sustainability effort, but it is very significant in accounting. Doesn't take into account the voice of medical professionals, the voice of human rights activists, do not take into account the voice from the public in general. Accounting narrative or accounting standard put in place right now are narrative from capitalists with little bit modification to please the public. Because the public like sustainability, then say, oh, this is fantastic. So this is good. But this is also good news for accounting students, lecturers, so we can keep up many accounting students, come to the class, enroll, pay the university, because accounting is a very sexy narrative and very sexy, very prominent business opportunities, including sustainability. So sustainability, whether it is right or wrong from ethical and substantive perspective, it is big business. Next. Next page, please. All right. Now, limitation of sustainability narratives, critiques and limitation, greenwashing, as I have said before. We don't really know what kind of accounting standard that have been developed well, whether the accounting standards is just really a matter of playing the wording around sustainability. So accounting often used to legitimate the practice of sustainability. In fact, it doesn't affect the real situation in the world. So it is about the narrative, human-like narrative. Civilization have been shaped by narrative and very important. So narrative is very important in civilization, including accounting. But from critical perspective, we don't see any substantive rule of accounting in the modification of human and business behavior in terms of sustainability. So it is very much, there are a lot of limitation in the case. Now, whatever the case, nowadays, the narrative around sustainability is not about how to make the real world to be more sustainable. What has been happening is how to use the accounting to make profit, becoming the sustainability agendas and sustainability narratives, and is very exciting for business, right? Everyone talks about sustainability right now, right? Am I right or not? Hello, my student. Everyone talking sustainability now, right? Yes. All right. The next point, lack of enforcement. Now, there are two reasons why the lack of enforcement, because there is no single agreement across the globe about sustainability. Not about what is cash, what is the definition of profit, what is the definition of Bitcoin, definition of everything, similar across the world. But if we come to definition of sustainability, many countries have different ideas. Many accounting firms have different ideas. And in the end, it will be fail to be implemented. But the real reason, the secret, the big accounting firms and their associates, big conglomerates, in the end of the day, they don't want the substantive application of sustainability principles. What they want, just to use the sustainability narrative to make business. And as accounting community, we can enjoy it, enjoy for research, enjoy for making money from producing sustainability report. We don't care in the end whether the sustainability report really affect the actual situation of the gas emission, reduction of unethical business behaviors and strategy. So the lack of enforcement is politically motivated, because in the end of the day, why? Because it is very centrally managed, centrally promulgated, centrally set up by big brothers in New York and London. All right. So this is the why there is a lack of enforcement. So what can heal this is public enforcement. To demand protests like in Jakarta or Nepal recently. So the demand like this is promising if we can apply it into accounting narrative, right? So we demand the public awareness of it. Now, next. Now, this is also the challenge for accounting student. How accounting student can keep up with the current model of the business, the feature of the business, key challenge they need to have. First of all, technology and AI-driven accounting software. Now, in the past, we have unintegrated accounting software, right? Now, they are put into cloud. It is very cheap, relatively, to run. And the data analytics also part of the how accounting operate in the future. And understand machine learning, how they work. You don't have to be an engineer. You can just use how to use ChatGPT, DeepSeek, or whatever, is to maximize your skills in learning a particular accounting technique. Now, if you put a question in a ChatGPT form, like, hey, ChatGPT, can you tell me what is the meaning of cash based on accounting standards? What cash mean by Japanese accounting standard and Indonesian accounting standard or Australian accounting standard? You can answer in 1 second. The answer is very good, right? It is written in a very good way, and you can understand it well. And you can also say to ChatGPT, please give me the definition of accounting in 10 words. You can also say, what's the definition of accounting in 20 words or in one few sentences, right? So it depends on how so this is about how to use technology, right? Nowadays, we don't need to go back to China or fly to US, right? You just need technology, flying Garuda or Singapore Lines, right? we can fly in few hours, we will reach other countries. So this also technology applies to accounting. So the feature of accounting should be is a student to understand how to utilize the AI in three space: technical skills, how to use AI. You don't have to be engineer, but you have to use it. Secondly, it can improve your skills. Sorry, first improve your skills because they are the best professor in the world. The second one, uh, please also look at the ethical standards and laws regarding the use of AI in your business or in your workplace. So this is the second one. The third one, and the third one, just enjoy it. Right? Enjoy the technology for your own skills and career development. Now, new skills also need to be developed or to be understood by students is how to use AI, but also, again, how to understand and how to connect accounting with sustainability. So in the future, whatever the case, we also look at the using of framework like JRI. Or you see, as I have presented in a few minutes ago, the JRI, SISB, and IFRS about accounting, about accountability, has not been very well adopted across the world. We don't need to be worried about why it doesn't happen, but in the end of the day, our accounting students need to be aware and need to understand it well, because it is part of the game of the business in the future, right? And the last soft skill you need to have for student is applies scenario analysis, forecasting, and problem solving across financial and sustainability environments and parameters data. Communication is also need to be aware of. Develop ethical judgment, the ability to make judgment, because the only thing that can left by AI in the future, it is not about how to prepare financial statement nicely, correctly in accounting or from accounting or mathematical correctness or standard, but uh, to empower our student skills in understanding what is the meaning of accounting information, what is the meaning of the numbers they have, what is the meaning of a particular accounting performance in relation to business creation value or the creation of profit, for example, or whatever the company want. Because not all entities want to get profit, right? Some companies want to extend the market. They invest a lot, despite they are, for a while they are still suffering from loss. But in the long term, they can dominate the market. Once they dominate the market, they can charge you a lot of money. Right now, Google, Yahoo, and Microsoft already charge payment. Google has not charged payment for a normal email, but in the future, if you don't pay Google, they will reduce the facilities in the email system, right? So in the end, they will charge us. So this is how another side of Big Brothers playing the game in the business, right? So be careful with the challenge. So I think this would be the next topic for seminar if we can have. But for a while, thank you very much, everyone. I look forward to your questions. Maybe some student also here can also ask me question. I can also share with you in Jakarta. Thank you very much. Do you agree with me? Or what I said, nonsense? Okay, everyone, thank you. Is there any question?
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Harun, for the insightful presentation. We are currently waiting for the question from our audience. if there are any questions to Dr. Harun, we are talking about sustainability as a new mantra in accounting, yeah, Doctor.
I cannot really hear the sound, but it is good if you can write in the chat, in the
Yeah.
chatting room. I think some people, they can also write in the chat, right?
Yes.
It is better for me to look at the chatting room if they have question. So it is more understandable. My student here can also see the question.
Hello, Dr.
So I want to show this a lot of student here, right?
Okay. Dr. Harun, actually we have Dr. Chia Ming Sud here.
Hello.
Okay, all right.
Hello, hello, Dr. Harun. It's
Yes.
great to listen to your speech. Actually, like you said, right now both the AI and the sustainability has become the great transformation forces for both the companies and the CPA firms. And also, like you said, in Taiwan, right now the big four CPA firm, they also get involved in not only the assurance of ESG report, but also as they add a big department to work as the consultant for helping this company to producing their ESG report. But I have a research also get involved to evaluate the ESG rating for companies. And I find out right now, like you said, the ESG metrics is not very easy to be evaluated. So, and mostly they are peer review. They are compared with the same industry. So they cause a problem that in some industry, maybe some company has a high ESG rating, but actually maybe they would have the issue of greenwashing. Yeah. So how about, do you have any suggestion how to improve those
All right.
Yeah.
Yes, this is very good question. So the central question is why real sustainability impact is not yet applied globally in terms of law enforcement. Again, it is about the main shareholders of the company who produce the sustainability report, right? Because most of the big companies and big corporations that produce sustainability report right now, the main business value is creating profit. And accounting is the main device to know how much the revenue, how much the cost, how much the expense, and how much the profit in the end. So sustainability, in a way, is becoming tempting factor for them. But why they also have to be accommodated? Because it is the demand of the public. Unlucky thing, public in general don't really understand what is sustainability is and how it should be applied in accounting, right? And they don't see it is a very important issue for daily life of them. So how to deal with this? It is the role of government. In the end of the day, government must be strong to reflect a true meaning of sustainability. But it doesn't happen because most of political parties in US, like two big political parties under Trump or under Obama or under whoever in Democratic, site, they were funded by big accounting firms. And the big accounting firms, including oil companies, which actually the main player in producing gas emission. But they support the political parties. So political parties, in the end of the day, will not against so the parliamentary members will not write a law that really strict companies to produce substantive or to act based on real sustainability performance from science and a real situation of the sustainability, right? So this is the challenge. So the only thing that we can do is whether you can influence your government to impose it. Otherwise, there will be no sound from the public because it is too luxury for them to talk about this, right? Not like the rise of the food, the rise of any particular issues in the society. Maybe the public want to see. Maybe like the if the president is corrupt, then I think the public in general will be angry, right? but the accounting issues or sustainability issues too 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 much luxury for them to talk about. So this is the challenge. So again, what he's been doing so far, it will be continued. And that is why we don't see any real change. And the other thing, why you are struggling, even for accountants who are like numbers and parameters, even they are struggling to understand what is the, why the accounting metrics produced by big companies are so difficult to read. They did in purpose. Why they do it in purpose? Because to hide what they are doing. And we believe it is right because they have very good numbers with good colors signed by big accounting firm, right? And all of the people believe and pay money. In the end, you will pay, right? Because we pay their product. This is the I am opening the secret, okay, for you.
Thank you for your explanation. Yeah, it's great.
Thank you very much. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Chiaming Sun, who is actually our presenter for the next session. Yes.
Okay, this
Dr. Hadi.
nice okay, right?
Yep.
I can read. Now, sustainability, AI just a tool, just like calculator. It doesn't have any impact on real sustainability. But AI, if you can use it wisely and smartly and effectively, can give you a good understanding what is sustainability. You can also ask ChatGPT or AI. In many ways, AI is quite democratic platform because the answer they give to us, if you ask a particular question, it is based on the database and the answer from all of the database in the internet, from news, from research papers come into the database of the AI, or like whether it is AI Google, or whether it is AI in Microsoft, or whether AI in DeepSeek, or whether AI under the control of ChatGPT. So they actually, in a way, it is quite democratic, and their performance now is getting better, particularly in answering deeper, high-quality questions like sustainability. Now you can test at home later in the night, give a question. Hi, ChatGPT, can you tell me why big accounting firms or big firms across the world getting much from the sustainability issues or sustainability narrations, but there is no significant improvement in terms of sustainability in their daily operation. It will give you a good answer. And you can challenge ChatGPT. Hey ChatGPT, can you give another angle of the question or alternative of it? So in many ways, AI or ChatGPT, for example, can enhance scholars' understanding of any issue. So AI not only is helpful for sustainability, but also for other purpose. What is meant by using AI democratically as part of the sustainability? What is the relation between AI and sustainability and accounting? I don't see, so far, I don't see any direct relationship. But AI is just a fasilitas or hanya fasilitas ya, only facilities to find information. I don't see any relationship. You can make a relationship, but I don't see any relationship, right? Just like asking what is the relationship between calculators or my computers with sustainability, just like question like that. So no, it is not a good question. It is a question, but it is not a well-prepared question. All right.
Thank you, Dr. Harun, for the response for our audience in the chat room. Doctor, I have a question about greenwashing trend that you mentioned, and that the government should be the one who is responsible for imposing, for example, the rules for sustainability reporting, Doctor.
Yes, yes.
Do you think it should be imposed, for example, to the big companies, and then what is it? Do you think that it should be mandatory for them to
Yes,
have sustainability reporting?
this is the central idea of my presentation. The only key group of people that can impose it are governments. But government is not living in a vacuum environment. Government depend on us. If you want to push the government, people should push the government. But the government are smart politicians, all right? They will do whatever that is serve their interests. If they impose sustainability and can save their seat in parliament or in the presidential office or whatever, I think it will be a good topic for people to take the attention from government. But the point is whether it has become the issue of the people in general. So accounting or sustainability, I don't see it is now a very popular political issue that can attract the attention of the public and the politician. So, for example, in Indonesia, why there has been pemotongan gaji DPR atau the cutting of the parliamentary member salaries or perks or facilities, because public demand it. Now, if you want to get some result in sustainability, now you go to protest, right? Because if you do something less than that, then people will not listen. All right? May not be polite, but it is the true situation of the politics in accounting.
Right, Doctor. Thank you for the answer. So I believe that we need to raise more awareness to the what is it, to the sustainability accounting, yeah, Doctor, what you mentioned. All right, thank you very much for Dr. Harun. If
Okay, thank you very
we
much.
have more question in the chat, we still have another around 10 minutes for Dr. Harun before we move to the next presenter.
Or probably here you have any question? Everyone, you have any question from the presentation? You can say, oh, that's nonsense. Or can you clarify some ideas you have been talking about? Okay, you don't have to ask, but if you have, you can ask. My friend, see, no. I also ask my student question, but no answer for no question from them as well. They say it is very difficult.
Yeah, especially in the morning, yes, sir, to talk about sustainability accounting. But it was very inspiring, sir. So we know that it's a new mantra for the accounting firms, actually, about this sustainability accounting issues that you raise. And you also mentioned about the technology that we use for that. And as the last question might have already asked you about how AI and sustainability accounting goes, uh, what is it, can have a relationship.
All
So,
right, AI and sustainability, you can make them have to have a relationship, right? But AI is a platform that learns us, but we can also learn from them. What many people don't understand, it seems we are learning from AI, but actually AI is also learning from us. So the behavior of Facebook users, the behavior of Google. So Google basically store the way we searching things, right? Despite you can delete the searching machine, in the end, Google already know it. So Google just like angels, you know, they can capture everything you said or you send in email or whatever the way you do in social media. The way you click a particular image in social media platform like TikTok or Facebook or X, it will be recorded by AI. You know why Elon Musk take over the X and change the name from Twitter? Because he knows this is the business of the future. If they combine cars and uh, the Twitter or the X, it actually a good combination. So every users of Tesla pick up the picture driving 100 kilometers to Malang or to Jakarta, take picture everywhere, and they upload into the machine of the this social media platform. So this is basically why Elon Musk want to do it, because cars and social media are two machines that socially mobile. Now, what they are doing, what they are doing, what they are doing actually is taking database, the behavior of the behavior of social media users, as well as any other information, put into the conversation in the TikTok or in this case for Elon Musk is the Twitter, right? And in the end, they will put and become billion-dollar business. So the current model of business right now, the wealth of a nation is no longer oils, is no longer rice, is no longer slaves or plantation. The most powerful people right now are those who own big social media companies. They are richer than the owner of traditional companies like Boeing or like Toyota or like other factory product companies. So you see how the change of the business model and who is the most rich man in the world right now. The structure of the wealth is also quite different, right? Now, the most valuable asset in the future is data of people behavior, created through social media platform. That is why the owner of social media platform now is the new Bible of the world, new Quran of the world, just like accounting standards. This this is a single-minded model of communication, right? So may I ask, how can artificial intelligence support companies in achieving? Of course, artificial intelligence is very, it is very cheap source of information if you can utilize it. And utilize is based on accounting standard in a particular country. So for example, if you want to write a good sentence, you can ask ChatGPT, for example, "Hi ChatGPT, I am running a hotel business in Malang. What kind of narrative that I can put in my annual financial statement? So my explanation of the company in the report will be liked by young generation. So you can use ChatGPT. So this is the strength of ChatGPT and other technology to support your job. No worries about it. It's very easy. Sometimes we are not aware of the function of it. We just use it for a very simple question. And I asked ChatGPT, "Hi ChatGPT, what is the most of the type of users that searching?" My ChatGPT says 90% of the question is low quality. So Mr. Aisa or Miss Aisa, try to have a good question or ChatGPT, then you will get a very good answer, no doubt, because it is the product of big language, big database. That is why the answer is so good. But you still need to be critical. Okay, right?
Thank you, Dr. Harun. Perhaps one more question, if any, and we can move to the next session.
All right. If there is no more question, then I think thank you very much, everyone.
Yeah.
If no more question, hello, Miss Professor from Taiwan. Also, I am happy to see you here, right?
Yeah.
Very good
Me
to
too.
see your
Yeah.
question. I also appreciate all the convener of the conference. I really appreciate to allow me to speak in this occasion. Hopefully we can see you in the future, everyone. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Dr. Harun, for your presentation and your contribution to our conference. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a valuable presentation from Dr. Harun. Next, we also have another great speaker, Dr. Chiaming Sun from Taiwan. Before before we listen to Dr. Chiaming Sun, first of all, I'm going to read the CV of Professor Chiaming Sun. He serves as the Associate Dean of the Faculty of Management and Director of the Doctorate Program in Industrial Management. He earned his PhD in Information Management from National Chiao Tung University, Taiwan, and has established expertise in the area of computer audit, enterprise resource planning or ERP, and accounting information systems. With a strong and professional academic background, Professor Sun has contributed extensively to advancing research and practice in information systems and management, particularly bridging technology and business process to enhance organizational performance. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Professor Chiaming Sun. Good morning, Professor.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, so could I share my screen?
Would you like to operate by yourself, sir?
Yeah, thank you. And please wait. Mm. Oh, okay. I send a request for sharing of the. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So,
You may begin at your
okay.
convenience. Thank you very much.
So can you see my screen right now? Yes.
Yes, sir. We can see it.
Yeah, it's okay. So good morning, everyone. I'm Jiamin Sun, and I'm professor in the accounting department at University of Science and Technology in Taiwan. So it's a truly pleasure to be here today to talk about how AI agents are transforming accounting business. Like the prior presenter, Dr. Haron said, right now both the AI and the sustainability has a great impact not only to companies but also for accountants. So in this section, I will focus on the impact of AI, especially the new coming technology we call AI agent. I will explain how it differs with generative AI and how that will impact our accounting job. So before we get started, let me briefly introduce myself. Like the introduction, that my background is combines both academia and industry, and I work as a CEO in the semiconductor sector, and later I also work as the consultant to help both the internal and the external auditors to help them how to digitalize their auditing process. So those experience give me both the practical and the academic perspective on how technology and the governance will shape our business operation. So right now, for many years, I also teaching in and research in the area of digital audits, digital transformations, and also the sustainability analytics. So what is exciting me most right now is to exploring how technologies like generative AI and AI agents will reshape the accounting professions and the way how business operate. Actually, right now I also work as a AI every day. So let me share a quick story that connect with today's topic. A couple months ago, I worked with a CPA firm that they use to spend days of time to do their annual journal reviews. So right now with the AI tools, the process could take just a few hours and even a few minutes. So that instead of being buried by data for most accountants, the team right now use their time to provide their clients with deeper insight and advice. So that's a really shift in values. So, but what's the difference of AI agents and the generative AI? In this couple years, maybe we already use a lot of generative AI, like the ChatGPT, the Microsoft Copilot, or Crows. So those generative AI actually they produce content. They produce that content, but they could not do tasks for us. So compare with generative AI, the AI agents they go even further. They could learn, plan, remember, and make decisions on their own. That means they could execute a program to search on the website and even make an order for you. So they are not just sitting around and waiting for command. They actually act like they could handle they could handle lots of data, and also from the spreadsheets to post social media for you. So in short, they are more like a digital colleague than just another tool. So maybe some of you heard of RPA before. The name is robotic process agents. So the difference between RPA is the AI agents not only do the routine job, they could think, they could make decisions. So they are more adaptive than traditional RPA tools. So right now, research already shows a measurable impact. The CEO, they are noticing the improvement in time efficiency and help them for the goals of revenue and overall to higher their productivity. So for instance, the well-known one of the big CPA firm, the PwC, estimates that the productivity will jump around 30%. So more importantly, the time that's spent on repetitive low-value tasks could drop significantly. So I am not sure what's the job, what's the working environment in Indonesia, but maybe like in Taiwan, the CPA firm, the worker there is very busy. They have a lot of time, especially for deal over the the annual audit. So by implement the AI agents, I think the accountants or auditors, then they could spend more time on strategy and also advising their clients and solving problems. Not only get involved with repetitive jobs. So now, of course, this shift actually also changed the job market. I think someone will worry that some jobs will be replaced by AI. Especially right now, AI agents not only produce contents, but they really could work on your computers. So the routine job like the data entry or even the administrative task, they are definitely the most at risk. So, but it's not only all bad news. We could see that the growth of new jobs. Right now, we also teach students how to train the AI, to build and to train AI models. Or maybe they could work as the AI solution architect. They could help the CPA firm how to not only automate, but also make their auditing process to be more with intelligence. So and also the new job like the people, maybe many people could work with the AI ethic. We need more people to monitor the AI system and to assure the quality and the trust of AI systems. So for accountants, I think it's less about replacement, but also more about transformation. So that means that we also need to change the education of accounting. We need to help the student how to face the new jobs roles. So here in this slide, we could see that the AI agents are not only limited in one sector. Actually, they already used in many fields. We could mostly we could see the difference in the customer service. For example, I just got a phone call. I could recognize that the phone call the voice was generated by AI, so they don't need a traditional the customer service clerk. So that's why the call center they could resolving 14% more issues per hours. So that's because they are very eager to implement the AI agents or generative AI for their job. So in sales, the AI agents are also in some cases they also could cut the time by a huge over 90%. So that's why right now in finance and accounting, we are also seeing the automation in things like revenue recognition and the contract analysis. We could use the AI to faster our job and make higher our productivities. So the takeaway is very clear that the AI agent right now are being adopted across industries, and they already and will quickly deliver a clear, tangible result. So where we are heading right now, by 2025, the AI agent, people said is the first year of AI agent. AI agents are moving from being experimental tools and right now already becomes essential business assets. They will reshape the workflow and drive the efficiency and open up the new opportunities for innovation across the industry. So, of course, this also come to new challenges because the things like how to retraining peoples and managing security, and to make sure we could trust the AI decisions. But we could know that the companies that succeed will be the ones that combine the human judgment with AI and keep adapting as the technology evolve. So that's why we had to keep moving forward, whatever we like or not. So for us in accounting, the change from the AI would be huge, and also we should not afraid of using AI because the AI agents, they will augment human capabilities. So in a class, I found that the students, they could use AI better. Their improvement is the same as their skill and their knowledge. So we could think of AI agents as a team. They could faster our job and as an assistant alongside with us. So by 2027, amazing expected estimation is that the AI agents are expected to augment or even automate our job by 50%. So that means right now these trends will feed in accountants to focus on higher value tasks like the strategies, the analysis, and giving better client advisory. So this also will help people to even to balance their life between job and life. Yeah. So if we drill deeper, we could see AI will transforming specific accounting functions. We could see that, like we said before, the AI could doing well in the client service, and also for auditing, we could right now we could have the real-time capability with AI to detecting anomalies or potential fraud instantly. So then for the other more routine job like the bookkeeping and the reporting, the AI also automates routine tasks like the ledger entries and the report generation. So then we could, to let the accountants, they could have more time to focus on analysis. And for the task and the compliance, the AI tools actually they could making research about the tax law changes. They could help to synthesize the insight and make sure our clients are compliant with the updated standards. So in addition, just last week, I have a class. I teaching the accountants in companies. I teach them how to use the AI for financial analysis. So they not only to make their process faster, but also the AI could give you some explanations and give you suggestions about the analysis result of financial statements. So we could see that the AI could work in every different kind of job, and they are very flexible. Then they are not only enhance our workflows, actually they already reshaping the very core of accounting practice. So, but we see when after the discussion that we mentioned a lot of benefits from AI or also the AI agents, but we still should to face the new challenges because the routine job will be most impacted because they means the entry-level job will reduce a lot. And also, but in the other side, we also should be careful about one of the biggest issue. We call it the great box effect. Because for most AI systems, especially advanced models, they could, for the better models, they could produce accurate result. That means also the way how they get a result is more complex and difficult to explain. So we could see the output, but we don't know what's the reasoning behind it. So that lack of transparency may make it harder to build trust. So right now, if we imagine that one companies they rely on AI decisions, but without proper monitoring, the AI maybe could approve a loan or they deny transactions and even overlook flow patterns. But no one will know exactly how it make the decisions. So the consequence would be financial losses and compliance breach or reputational damage. So that's why we need to not only to use the AI, but we also need to learn how to monitor the AI systems. So that's why the transparency, the oversight, and the strong governance are so important. The AI will not replace accountants, but the accountants who understand how to supervise and guide the AI, they will replace who don't. So how should we actually start with AI agents? I suggest that we start small, just with simple repetitive job like sending overdue invoice reminders. We could do test, do a lot of experiments, how to use the AI to help them to improve our daily job. But don't forget that we should try to clearly define what we want the AI to do and carefully test it. And then we could gradually scale up. So most companies right now, they try to co-work with AI, but not just automate the process. So that means the AI, they could draft something and the human has to review it. So if step by step, if we could build the trust on the system, then we could let it the handle more on its own. So like we said before, the trust and governance are always critical when implementing AI agents. So because the AI also still made by people, but could we always trust people? I don't think so, right? That's why we need a CPA firm to providing assurance service. So we need the human to oversight on strategic decisions to robust the data security and keep compliance and transparency in how AI to make the choice for us. So that means to setting up the governance framework is very important to defining who has access and regularly test and we should make sure the systems could make decisions with fairness. Without the trust, even the best AI systems, they will not get the buy-in it needs. So finally, I think right now is the time we to embracing the change. It's more not just to adapt a new technology. We could see that it's to build a culture, how to support it, and also it would change how a spirit of innovation, ongoing learning, and engagement with our professional communities. So the accountant of the future is not just a number cruncher. They maybe could be a strategy planner or collaborators and overseer for the AI-driven process. So if we lean into this change, our profession will become more influential and rewarded. I hope this work has give you some fresh perspectives on how AI agents are reshaping both the business and accounting professions. We are at an exciting crossroad where technology and the human expertise will come together to achieve more than ever before. So as we move forward, I encourage you to think about how these tools can support your own work and your organizations. Like for me, I also try to introduce the AI in my class, in my consulting job, to co-work with the companies and the CPA firms. So with the right mindset and the governance, the AI agents could be the powerful partners to build a more efficient, innovative, and a rewarding future for you. Thank you for to let me share this new topic with you today. And I'd love to hear your thoughts, your questions, and or even suggestions. Let's open the floor for discussion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Chia Ming Soon. That was definitely a valuable presentation from you. And we already have several questions from the chat box. If you could see them,
Yeah, thank you.
the
I see there are many questions. Yeah, thank you.
3 questions,
Oh,
Dr.
Can I ask a question, Prof. Chia Ming Soon? How are you
Yeah.
today, Prof. Soon?
Yeah, nice to meet you again.
Nice to
Yeah.
meet you too. Yes. Prof. Soon, there is a very interesting topic about agent and audit. If we talk about the future of business with agent, AI agents are poised to be major force in reshaping the job market and transforming industry by 2025, right? And the opportunities ahead, such as a greater focus on strategic, high value activities, and then there is a innovation acceleration across all industry. And of course, we need trust and transparency in AI decision making, right? My question is, how is it implemented in CPA firms, especially audit firm in Taiwan, and how accountants and auditor use AI strategy to solve problem in CPA firms? I know you are IT manager semiconductor and company, right? And of course, I think you implement the AI in the consulting job. Can you explain to me how is it implemented in CPA firms too about AI agent, sir?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So actually, how to implement the AI agents is mostly right now is still under experiments. But as I know, right now many CPA firms they encourage their staff to keep work with generative AI. But the very important issue is how to use the skill, because we should not upload our clients' data to unskilled environment. So right now, as I know, some CPA firm they already introduce some more secure AI service, or even to build their local environments. That means they could run in the generative AI model, the LLM model, not in the cloud, but in their domestic servers. So, and then they will have some competition inside the firms, they encourage the staff to thinking how to use it in their daily job. So step by step, they would build some template, some procedures they could use in some kind of routine job. So that's also what I did in classroom in some cooperating companies. They could design by some exercise with some scenarios how to use that. So because I think the generative AI and also AI agent is more easy to use than traditional specific AI models. Because a couple years ago, the AI models is only could they are trained to solve some specific task. But right now, with the generative AI, they could solve more. They could adapt. They are more adaptive. But also we should not forget that they are answer the questions by historical information. Sometimes not updated information. So we still should be very careful about the answer provided. Yeah. So that's what we see. We not only in a CPA firm, in a school, we also encourage students to test how to co-work with generative AI and AI agents. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Professor, thank you very much for your answer. But I know that AI has many functions to support innovation. But what are your thoughts about the impact of the using AI? You know, many auditor jobs are being replaced by AI, right? How can audit firm address this, Prof?
EI, you mean the BI, right? Business intelligence. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So like you said right now, I think the AI could also co-work with the BI systems because mostly the AI is still not fit for to upload a huge data to the AI systems. Mostly they work on the less data sets. So right now, when we actually, sorry. So what we did is to use the AI to generate the script for BI systems, like the generative auditing software. So then we don't, as before, we have take a lot of time to learn how to using the auditing software or the BI systems. And we have to learn how to write the formula for functions, for scripts. But right now, those kind of script they could to generate by the AI. And then in the other side is for people, maybe sometimes it's not easy to understand the BI systems, the report generated by BI system. So the AI is good to interpret the AI report. So I think that's how they co-work together. The huge data analysis still to be running by BI system, but AI could be good to interpret the result. I see someone to handle your hand, right? Could you have any questions? Please just
Halo,
Yeah,
Good morning.
Thank you, Prof. Yamingson. Thank you very much.
yeah, thank you.
Good morning. My name is Fanta Jete, an international student from Ordinance from the Gambia. Thank you so much for your incentive presentation. My question is that when organizations start with low risk tax for AI implementation, how can they measure a successful earlier enough to justify the scaling AI into more critical business areas?
Sorry, could you repeat this part? Thank you.
I said that when the organization start with the low risk tax for AI implementation, how can they measure successful early enough to justify scaling AI into more critical business areas?
Okay. Yeah. So you mean how to implement it more successful? Yes. Okay. So the I think like in the presentation, we could begin from small, and I think even we said that the AI has the black box effects, but it could. We also, I think, both the generative AI and the AI agents, they could answer our questions. So we could ask it to explain what it did and to reasoning how it made the decisions. So compare with the traditional machine learning models, the AI agent is more easy to let us to understand the decision process. And by the way, sometimes we will co-work with multiple AI agents. For one platform, the AI agents to produce the report, and we could ask the AI from the other platform to verify, to confirm the result again. So then we could compare the result with the different AI agents or a different AI platform. They will reduce the errors, also reduce the risk we might take. So I'm sorry, I'm not sure that I understand your questions. Yeah, if not, you could
Yeah,
to explain more. Thank you.
okay, thank you.
Thank you. So it seems that there are also several questions on the chatting room. May I answer some of those questions?
Sure, Professor.
For example, some questions maybe I already explained it, but for example, the one audience participant asked that like I think maybe some of you like me, we are surprised that half of our daily work will be augmented or automated by the AI. So then how we prepare for the transactions? Yeah, and yeah, that's true. We sometimes I am also surprised in that how AI could do, and then how we keep competitive with others, because many jobs, it seems that there will be less jobs in the future. But how I think it's like by history, we maybe we have to walk to the company for long hours, but later we drive the cars, and right now also we use the Excel to calculate to verify the numbers in a financial statement. So I think some job to be taken by AI. That means we have to shift our skill. That's why some people said that the as before I'm not sure is that also happening in Indonesia. In Taiwan, the new generation they don't like the repetitive task. They think the accounting is a hard challenge job for them. They have to memory lots of accounting and auditing standards. They could not make mistakes. So that's the CPA firm right now is very it's a challenge for them to recruit new staff. So by the implement of AI, I think those kind of the content of job will change, and they will encourage the staff working in both the CPA firms or accounting department. They could do more real analysis task. They have more time to thinking what happens in our client. We not only to make reports to verify the quality of data. We could really to have a more talk, more communications with our client, and also give them better advices. So I think in this case, this would be a good change for accountants. Yeah. So for another question is that some people asking that how we to add distinctive value in futures. I think that's what we said. For example, in the prior section, Dr. Haron, they also mentioned sustainability, the importance of sustainability for accountants area. But I also work in the analysis of sustainability data. But I found that the sustainability data like ESG report, they are not quantitative information. Many of them, their matrix is diverse. So we also have to learn how to apply AI tools to analyze those the ESG report, or even we call right now they try to produce the impact report. So we have a lots of new knowledge, new skill has to explore, not only focus on traditional accounting and auditing job. For the next question I see in the chatting room is how we collaboration between accountant and AI. I think just try it more. Actually, but I right now I talk with AI maybe more than my wife and even more than my research assistants. So that means they really could work as a assistant for you, and so let's I think we could try to do a lot of work and by the assistance of AI, but we still always be careful not to satisfy with the quick reply. but to think critically about how to use them, how to make better decisions. Yeah. So this is my suggestions, and maybe is there anyone has other suggestions or questions? It's yeah. Thank you.
How about trust and transparency in AI decision making, Prof? About transparency, trust and transparency in AI decision making. How about trust and transparency in AI decision making? If we use AI, how we measure of transparency?
You mean the B? You mean the BI
BI.
system? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So actually, for example, today in the afternoon, I will have a class. It's the digital auditing. Yeah. So right now we also introduce a new kind of auditing software. Right now they have a great improvement in AI audit. So that means right now the new systems auditing software, they could not only analyze the structured information, they could analyze the unstructured text, the report, like the ESG report. And also even they could analyze image. So we right now it's very easy for people to use their smartphone to take pictures, and then the AI software they could to translate, to recognize the content in our photos, and convert it as the spreadsheet or a numeric report, and analyze them quickly. So we don't have to do the data entry job, because we know people for accountants, they always make errors by typing or to set in a formula in a spreadsheet. Right now the AI you just send a photo to the AI, it could analyze the numbers and compare the different reports and to find out the differences. And also they could find a pattern in your report. For example, I have class that we upload the 3 years of financial reports, and the AI could generate the new budget plan for the new year. And they also could to make a diagnostic about the risk, the financial risk in the companies. So for us, we don't need to do a lot of dirty job to calculate the numbers to some found them. Then we just check the result to make sure the finding is okay, is consistent with the data. So I think they will change the way how we change the task for accounting. Yeah.
Okay, amazing, bro. So it is implemented in the company in Taiwan overall.
Yeah. So you mean for company, do they use that right now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Actually, I think right now most important is to make sure the environment. May I repeat again, to make sure the environment is secure.
Okay,
Yeah,
well.
we should not directly upload our clients or companies sensitive information directly to the cloud system. Yeah, we should make sure for the AI service they will have the contract. We have to make sure do they will not use our data for training, and they could keep the privacy for our data, and even we could ask it to delete the log to make sure there are not data keep remains in the cloud systems. So that's a very important and has to be careful how we use it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you,
Thank
Professor
you.
Sun, about the
Thank you.
nice insight.
Mm.
Thank you,
Amazing.
Dr. Annie, and thank you, Professor Chiaming Sun,
Yeah,
for the
thank you.
insightful presentation uh, about AI agents and how it transforms business and accounting. Unfortunately, we have finished the session. Thank you very much, Professor Chiaming Sun, for your contribution to our international conference today. And
Thank you.
hopefully the participants
Thank you,
will.
Prof. Sun. If we
Thank
have
you.
if we have event international event again, please join with us again. Thank you very
Yeah,
much,
thank
Prof.
you.
Sun.
Thank you for your invitation. And I
You're
hope in the
welcome.
future I could have opportunity to visit
Okay.
your school. Yeah, thank you. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you
See
very
you.
much.
See you.
Session.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, we still have two more amazing presenters. I hope you are still have a high spirit today. Yeah, please give us some reaction. Maybe you could react with love or with clapping hands. Okay. Yeah, thank you very much for the hand claps and with the love. Yeah. So everybody is still here. We have next we have Professor Dr. Amron. He is the Dean of Faculty of Economics and Business. Good morning, Professor Amron. Good morning, Prof.
Good morning, Pak Haunan.
Yeah, how are you, Prof?
Okay, I'm fine. How about
Okay.
you?
I'm fine too, Prof. Thank you very much. You are the third speaker, Prof.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before we begin, I will read out some of the CV of Professor Dr. Amron, SAMM, as the Dean of the Faculty of Economics and Business in Dian Nuswantoro University. He graduated with a doctorate in economics in Universitas Hasanuddin, Makassar, and graduate with a postdoctoral program in Flinders University, Adelaide, South Australia. He has done more than 100 research projects, and half of which have been published in reputable international journals such as Emerald and Springer. Wow. And indexed in Scopus, WOS, and national index such as SINTA. He has books and intellectual property rights, 13 books and 25 copyrights. Without further ado, please welcome Professor Amron. The screen is yours, Professor. Would you like to share or shall we help you?
Yeah. Will I by myself share my PPT? Thank you. Well, thank you, Pak Haunan, for this chance. My name is Amron from Universitas Dian Nuswantoro, Semarang. Well, my topic today is my marketing research, the phenomenon in insurance business. I will share my PPT. Ini ya. Oke. Well, actually, at the initial of the research, we usually need some strong phenomenon. And one of the phenomenon usually we can find around us, especially in the industry. Many industry around us, for example, insurance industry, banking industry, also maybe a transportation industry that can support our research, especially provided many phenomenon that we can use as our research. So in this case, I will use this topic using the sample from the insurance business because if we refer to many uh, journal, especially international journal, there are rarely that use the insurance business for their topic. Well, actually, in the insurance businesses, it is unique because the insurance product is just intangible. Intangible, that means it is a little difficult for the marketer whenever they marketing to the customer. Also, maybe they are sharing the information about the advantage of the product because it is intangible. And I think it is one chance for us to use it as our gap phenomenon. Using insurance case as the gap phenomenon in our research, I think it is one advantage for us, especially if we use this case to become a gap phenomenon, especially in the marketing concept. So in this case, the gap phenomenon is a gap that occur in the real world, namely the difference between customer expectation and the actual experience received. That mean refer to many expertise that they use the criteria to define about the gap phenomenon. Usually they are using two sides. For example, gap between expectation and reality, also theory and practice, also policy and implementation, also desire and actual behavior, and etc. I think refer to the concept of expertise like John W. Creswell, also in local Ferdinand Umah Sekaran. I think they are the same concept that if we discuss it about the gap phenomenon, they are usually refer to side of gap. For example, here, the speaker previously, Professor Jamin Sun, also Dr. Harun, they are discussing how important of the technology influence our business. And it is, I think it is a good phenomenon because technology is important to increase the marketing from time to time. But in this case, if we discuss it about the technology, in insurance business, actually, whenever they spreading information about the new product, for example, I think they have to spreading information about the advantage of the product, but sometimes refer to the expertise they ask to the insurance company use technology to spreading the information about the advantage of the product. And usually the insurance company asks to all the marketer use the technology, for example, using AI, using social media, and the other type of technology to support their marketing. I think it is normal because using the technology in the marketing usually will help us to spreading the information soonest without limitation by the place, by the theme, and refer to the suggestion from the researcher that using the technology usually it makes sure that the customer will easy to access our information, especially for the customer that they want interested to buy the insurance product. But even the customer usually have got enough money, but also even the customer have got enough information about the insurance product that they offering to the customer. Also, even the customer have got advantage about this product. Usually, at last, they still refuses to buy the product. And I think it is the unique of the insurance business, and we can use it as the gap phenomenon in our research. Also here in my PPT, there are a question. Does digital customer experience affect insurance customer satisfaction? I think it is on depend situation in the market. Even many researchers discuss it and suggested to the insurance company that using technology is very important and also a high quality that have to reach by the insurance company. But I think the insurance company, the insurance product is very unique and might be over there they provided the product like how to payment of the claim. I think it is the specific case that might be using this technology can reduce and effective provided the services is connecting with the client. But for the gap phenomenon, using the concept of insurance, I think it is more specific. Well, actually, if we discuss it, the insurance industry for research, usually the researcher need data. Data will support to make sure that our phenomenon is strong and proper to become our research, especially at the initial research. For example, we write the proposal at the introduction, at the literature review, also in the methodology. We usually discuss it about the gap phenomenon deeply using the data. Maybe the primary data, secondary data, also the other data that's familiar with this data. I think it is important for us, for as the researcher, to use it to make sure that our gap phenomenon is strong. Well, this is the data sources from OGK. OGK is institution under the government of Republic Indonesia that manage all the activity of insurance company in Indonesia. There are the data from 2020 up to 2022. The first Indonesian economics and insurance data. This is the data in general that published by the OGK. Number one, there are the data about number of the policies. This is in unit. You know, in 2020, there are 4 billion 4 billion of number of policies that published by the insurance company that operate in Indonesia. And then, unfortunately, 2021 reduced the number of the policy become 3 billion. And then in 2022, reduce, decreasing become 2 billion. I think it is terrible for industry, especially to the insurance company, because from 2020 decrease and 2021 up to 2022 decrease. I think it is not good, but I think it is the effect of the COVID maybe. We have to compare with the after COVID and the COVID era. But I think the data provided from 3 years previously, I think it is normal because in the COVID era. And then about the sum insured, this is in trillion rupees. In 2022, there are 432 trillion, and then increase in 2021, 439 trillion, and then increase again in 2022, 462 trillion. I think it's good news for the insurance company. And for the researcher, I think the data is talking about how important to manage the industry in Indonesia, because number of the policies decreased, but the other side, some insured increasing. And how about the annual premium? The annual premium that means is the premium that received by the insurance company from for 1 year and saved by the insurance, especially invest whenever the customer need to pay their claim. It's called annual premium. This is in trillion rupees. In 2022, there are 1.18 trillion, and then 20 trillion and 19 trillion, I think, increase and decrease again in 2022. I think it's not good by the insurance company, but for the researcher like us, we can use this data become to phenomena gap. I think it is good for us because there are will become too strong gap phenomenon. And the premium reserve is the amount of premium that's saved by the insurance company when the customer asks to pay the claim. They will use the premium reserve to pay this claim. And we know in 2022 there are four and one and 4.3 and 4.1 again. I think it is not normal, yeah. Insurance company actually need hope that this amount will increase from time to time. I think it is no problem because the data influenced by the COVID era. Oh, well, in our PPT, in the insurance industry, the customer satisfaction gap often arises from a discrepancy between expectation formed by company promises and the actual experience customers receive. For I think it is normal in insurance company because at the initial of the business transaction between the insurance company and the customer, actually after the customer pay the amount of money to the insurance company, actually the insurance company just giving the promises. It is the problem in the concept of satisfaction, of the loyalty. I think it is very difficult for the marketer to make sure that customer have got satisfaction at the first, because the concept of the insurance that offering to the customer, they usually just giving promises at the initial of the transaction. The insurance company will promise that sometime in the future, if the customer have got some accident also illness, also maybe the customer have got earthquake, inundation, disaster, that they ask to the insurance company to pay the amount of the insurance. The customer become satisfaction if the insurance company will pay soonest. That means the amount of the claim payment match with the customer expectation. Also, the period of the payment, claim payment also match with the customer expectation. It is the clue. I think for the customer, if we discuss it about the satisfaction at the initial of transaction of insurance, I think it is not good because the concept of the insurance is using promises giving to the customer. And then also about the concept of the marketing, I think it is good idea for us if we use as the gap phenomenon, because the concept of the insurance usually divided become to section, how to insurance pay the claims, also how to insurance delivery to the services. I think it is the two concept that we can use in our gap whenever you interesting using the uh, insurance business become to your research. And then gaps also occur in communication and after sales service. Many customers feel they lack clear information regarding policy detail, such as exclusion or benefit limitation. Okay, I think it is refer to the concept of satisfaction. It is unique in insurance. So many literature, many expertise that they usually use this concept in their research. And unfortunately, if we study the reputable international, it is rarely about this topic. I think it is unique. Also, uh, if we want feel like to discuss it about researcher that use this topic is rarely. Well, this is the data that we can use as compare in the reality, in the practice, in the industry in Indonesia, that actually in insurance business, they are divided into two business. Firstly, uh, commercial insurance business, and then non-commercial insurance business. Well, in the commercial insurance business, there are three types of business. Firstly, life insurance, and secondly, general insurance, and thirdly is reinsurance. Well, also there are non-commercial insurance, general and road traffic insurance, and social insurance. Road and traffic insurance is we call in Indonesia is jasara harja. And actually, a number of industry unit in total, commercial insurance and non-commercial insurance, there are 133 companies that operate in Indonesia. There are part of them is owned by a private group or holding company, and the other owned by the state enterprise by government of Republic Indonesia. For example, in non-commercial insurance, there are two plus two. There are four insurance company that owned by state of government of Republic Indonesia, like Jasara Harja, Export Credit Insurance, also the other type of company that operate in the name of the state-owned enterprise of Republic Indonesia. Also here, in commercial insurance, there are life insurance of 49 company operate in Indonesia. Also, general insurance, 72 company general insurance company operate in Indonesia. Also, reinsurance company is 8 companies operate in Indonesia. Reinsurance is support the general insurer whenever the general insurance haven't got limit to cover the risk. They will ask the reinsurance company to pick up them. And well, there are Syariah insurance. Total Syariah insurance operate in Indonesia is 17. There are life insurance Syariah, 10 companies, and then general insurance Syariah, 6 companies, and reinsurance 1 companies. I think the data is very good for us, especially if we would like to use it in our research, because it is the data make sure us that the insurance, I think it is good because the potential of the market is very large, because the total company that operate Indonesia is too high. This data is still from OGK, sources 2024. Well, the question is, what is the correlation between gap phenomenon and research gap in insurance? Actually, if we discuss it about research gap, usually we also discuss it about the research gap because it is a match between each other. Actually, refer to some researcher, some expert that gap research usually refer to the area that has not been studied previously. As I think it is definition that refer to the expertise like John W. Creswell, it is the international expertise also in the local is might be Ferdinand. I think they agree that the definition of gap research is like this. Well, actually, the research gap is an area of scientific knowledge that has not been studied in depth or even touched upon at all. And that can be possibly include, for example, unexplored topic. Secondly, contradictory result from previous studies, also unexplored context, specific culture, countries, or industry sector, methodology or data limitation as previous studies. For example, a gap research, for example, for refer to gap unexplored topic. And insurance business, many product that offering by the insurance company, whenever they spreading the information about the product, usually the businessman, like also the society, they just understand about the specific product in common, like fire insurance, life insurance, motorcycle insurance, transportation insurance. In general, they understand, but many types of insurance product that more specific, so not many people understand about this product, even they are the businessmen, also the corporation. For example, in insurance business, there are many product and connecting with the money. Cash in safe money insurance, cash in transit money insurance. I think it is not many understand about this product. And I think it is good chance for us if we use it in our research, especially if we make sure that our research gap is strong and can support it, the research gap? Actually, for example, in the money insurance like safe box deposit, I think we don't understand about it as the common, but for the banking, for the person that have got enough money, a big, a large, enormous money, they understand about this product. And if we uh, study using the reputable international journal like Emerald, like Springer, uh, it is thoroughly that the research using this topic. I think it is potential for us if we start research using the insurance business, using the specific product like this, because we can use it as our strong gap phenomenon, and the strong gap phenomenon uh, can support the gap research. Actually, gap research and gap phenomenon, it is similar whenever they answer the question why the research is important, why the research is uh, important to conduct. That's mean if the research gap is strong and then can support the gap phenomenon and research gap support to the research, I think we have got a strong research. The other sample that we can use as the gap phenomenon and then maybe can support it, our research gap is using unexplored context, maybe the culture. The culture we can use as the gap phenomenon also supported the gap research whenever we have found about the product insurance accepted at the side, but the other side rejected. For example, the insurance like life insurance, maybe the mind of our people receive that the function of the life insurance is good for supporting their life. But sometimes, uh, even they have got money, even they have got experience, also even they have got advantage of the life insurance product, sometimes because the cultural, because they're religious, sometimes they refuses to buy the product because it is an exported context. If we use it in our research, I think it is good for us, especially we use the insurance product to our. Well, next, I think, let's say, insurance data. When we start to using the insurance business for well, especially in marketing, there are the information about the number of policies period from 2020 2021 unit. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is a little, sorry. This is the rank of all. Uh, there are three categories we using uh, to make sure that the insurance company, life insurance company, is the best life insurance in 2024. Pak Hunan, you can see my PPT, Pak Hunan. It's too small.
Yes, sir.
No,
Actually, it's not full screen, sir, but if you could make it full screen, that would be great.
I think never mind. I will.
Okay. You
Okay,
can see your PPT, sir.
like this.
Yep.
No, PPT-nya. Pak Hunan,
Yes.
you can see my PPT.
Yes, I can. Okay. We can see it.
Ini kok nggak ada? You can see my PPT, Pak Hunan?
Yes.
No.
We can, sir. We can see the PPT. Perhaps
Can
it's
see.
it's minimized or
action,
something like that.
trust.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you can see my PPT, Bu. Yes, right. Yeah. There are the best life insurance in 2024. There are three categories here. Group 4 trillion rupees and above. Also, the equity group 1.25 trillion up to 4 trillion rupees. And C, equity group from 100 billion up to 1.25 trillion rupees, and at last equity group 2050 billion up to 500 billion. You know, at the grade Y, equity group 4 trillion rupiah and above, there are PT BRI Life Insurance. PT BRI Life Insurance is one company owned by Bank BRI. It is the owned state by the government of Republic Indonesia. It is the best insurance with the category of 4 trillion rupiah. Apa? PPT-nya udah ada.
Dr. Amron, you are muted, Doctor. Dr. Amron, sorry, the voice is muted. Dr. Amron, can you hear my voice? I'm sorry, you are muted, Doctor.
I'm sorry, it's mute. Okay. Using this.
We can hear your voice again now.
Yeah, you can hear my voice, Pak Hunan?
Yes, clearly, sir.
Yes. Previously, there are the database life insurance 2024, and secondly, there are best general insurance in 2024. There are three criteria here: equity 1.5 trillion and above, and secondly, equity from 1 trillion up to 1.3 trillion rupees. And then thirdly, equity from 500 billion up to 1 trillion. You know, here PT Sinarmas Insurance is the company that very good here. This is the first insurance company ranked equity 1.5 trillion and above. The Sinarmas, it is owned by a sister company of Sinarmas Group. It is a big company in Indonesia, and it is make sure that PT Sinarmas Insurance have get the best rank in equity 1.5 trillion and above. And well, secondly is PT Tugu Pratama Indonesia TBK. This is insurance owned by PT Pertamina Indonesia. It is the state-owned enterprise by Republic government of Republic Indonesia. They have got main business and oil and gas. I think PT Tugu Pratama, I think it is proper that the second best in 1.5 trillion and above. And number 3 is PT Wahana Tata Insurance. Wahana Tata Insurance is state-owned enterprise. I think it is a good insurance company that operate in Indonesia recently. And the equity of 1 trillion up to 1.3 trillion there are Jasara Harja Putra. Jasara Harja is owned by PT Jasara Harja. It is a state-owned enterprise. Also in the category equity group, 500 billion up to 1 trillion. Number 1 is Cap General Insurance Indonesia. It is the company owned by the group of company from overseas. I think it is very good. I have a time, Haudan?
Yes, sir. You still have got time for discussion, sir?
I have time.
Yes.
Okay, the conclusion. The conclusion, firstly, research on insurance is important because this industry plays a significant role in improving people well-being and financial stability. Okay, we know that insurance company always provided the product like this. I think it is very important to us to make sure that the insurance business, it is very interesting if we use it as topic in our research because the significant effect to the industry. So secondly, insurance is relevant for research because it is closely related to the customer satisfaction and loyalty. Okay, as previous, that's my explanation previously. Actually, the product of the insurance company is the services. It is intangible product. Whenever the customer asks the insurance company to cover their life, for example, they have the contract at the initial. The customer pay amount of the premium, and then the insurance company just giving the promises. When the customer have got accident in the future, the insurance company will pay to the customer. And it is a little difficult to make sure that the marketer can sell this product because the concept of the insurance is intangible. Also, the concept of insurance maturity is promises from the insurance company to the customer. And I think it is the key if the insurance company not good in connecting with the processes of the claim. I think it is difficult to make the customer trust also satisfaction. And third, researching insurance is important in the context of digital transformation and service innovation. Well, as my explanation previously, many researchers, many expertise asking to the insurance company using the technology whenever they marketing their product to the customer. Actually, ask to the marketer whenever they have got the new product, for example, the marketer will using the technology like social media, also maybe Instagram, Facebook, etc., to market their product to the customer. They will spreading the information about the product. And well, actually, sometime in the reality, customer will have got many information about the product. even the customer have got enough money to buy the product, even the customer has received the advantage of the product, but the reality is sometimes different. Um, Customer still refuses to buy the product. Why? Because not technology, but not about the services, but usually the concept of the insurance is selling the promises, and it is sometimes a little difficult to make sure that the customer trusts to their product. At last, fourth, insurance research is also crucial in providing strategic contribution to the companies and regulators. I think it is normal because if the insurance company success, uh, the government also success because it is the indicator the in the countries. And according this matter, as the researcher here, we can support it, the government, also the insurance business, by using the insurance as our topic in our research, and our research will giving suggestion to the industry how the insurance company have to operate smoothness. I think it is from me enough, Pak Haunan. Time returns to you.
Thank you very much, Professor Amron, for the insightful presentation. Very interesting topic indeed about the insurance company. Yes, Professor, there are two questions that I have here, but perhaps you can answer them briefly because we only got 2 minutes for this session, Professor. The first question, Professor, how can research in the insurance sector help understand customer behavior and satisfaction?
Okay, actually, insurance business is a little different in the context of insurance. Maybe it is very interesting to discuss about the satisfaction, about the your loyalty as your explanation. But actually, the concept of insurance not become trust or satisfaction if the services giving from the insurance company to the customer not good. For example, even the technology information is good, even the marketer is good, I think it is a little difficult to make sure the customer is trust, because the concept of insurance just promises. You giving me money and I give you promises. I think it is a little difficult for in the reality to make sure the customer is satisfaction.
Well, they will be satisfied when they receive, for example, yes, sir, when they receive their
Yes.
promise, right? All right, sir. I think, is it okay if I only one question, sir? Because the session is finished.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Amron, for your presentation. That was a very uh, interesting topic about insurance and why is it important for research in insurance industry. Dr. Amron, ladies and gentlemen. After this, we have our final keynote speaker, Dr. Goran Chorluka. Yes. Good morning, Goran. Dr. Goran Chorluka.
Good morning, everyone.
Yeah. Split Croatia. Before we begin, I will read out some of the CV from Dr. Goran Chorluka. He is the assistant professor at the University of Split, Croatia, specializing in tourism management, destination development, and entrepreneurship. He is both academic and entrepreneur. He combines theory and practice with a strong passion for advancing tourism study and contribute to sustainable growth of the industry. His scholarly interests cover a wide range of topics, including seasonality, cruise port governance, destination management, and hospitality performance. Dr. Chorluka has significantly contributed to the understanding of tourism dynamics in Croatia and beyond, offering practical insights for both academia and industry stakeholders. Without further ado, Dr. Chorluka, you are welcome to present your topic. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you for the introduction. Let me just share my screen. Okay, the presentation should be now visible. Okay, shortly, just briefly, good morning, already good afternoon, depending on which part of the world you are. My name is, as introduced, Goran Chorluka, coming from Split, Croatia. Croatia is a small European country. Somewhere in the, for everyone who's not very familiar, I don't really expect people to be familiar where Croatia is due to our size and importance worldwide. Actually, yes, I'm going to speak about tourism. Regarding tourism, Croatia is a country that is pretty famous all over the world, maybe also for some sport activities like football. Even if we are a very small nation, we are counting only 3.9 million inhabitants, even less. We are very, as I said, famous as a tourist destination because of our very long coastline, and it's not just a very long coastline, it's also a very extended coastline with almost around 1,125 islands. So it's a very beautiful coastline and placed somewhere in the southeast of Europe next to Italy. So across the sea we have our neighbors, Italy. I'm coming from the Split University. Split University in Croatia. It's the second biggest university in Croatia at this moment, as we have all over Europe a decrease of number of students because of the decrease of population. We are counting around 18,000 students at this moment, and I'm working in we have at the university, we have faculties and we have departments. And I'm working at one of the departments, which is specialized for professional study programs in the field of economics, but also technical studies like mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, IT. And regarding the economical study programs, our focus is on accounting and finance and trade and tourism. Till last year, I was performing the function of the Vice Dean for Education and International Affairs. And currently, besides being a professor in the field of tourism, I'm also the representative of the University of Split for a joint we developed and we are starting right now. We're very proud of it. And there in the European Union, it's a very common thing to develop joint study programs, international joint study programs where students can study in different countries on one program, one joint program. And I'm the representative of the University Split for one joint program, which is called Sustainable Blue Economy. Yes, as also introduced, besides being a researcher and a teacher in the field of tourism, I'm also an entrepreneur in the field of tourism for almost 20 years. So I can pretty much say that tourism is really a part of my life. Okay, I'm going to start now my presentation. I'm a very speakable person. I can speak a lot, but I have to say that this is the first time that I'm speaking so early in the morning because it's not really common. So we will see how this will go, but hopefully I will be able to share with you my main thoughts. And of course, we have some time for the discussion, so feel free to write. As I realized, you write down the comments and questions in the discussion field. So I'll be very happy to leave some time for the discussion and answer some of your questions. So what is the idea of my presentation today? Is actually to speak about tourism impacts in general. So firstly, I'm going to highlight the importance of tourism from an economical perspective of view. And because there is a general feeling that most people who are not directly related to tourism or not in the tourism industry, that they are not pretty aware of the importance, or better say the power that tourism has on the world economy. So that's why I'm firstly going to highlight the importance, the economical importance, and how actually wide the impact of tourism is on the economy. It's not just tourism based, it has a way more broader impact. That is the idea of my first part of the presentation. But then in the second part of the presentation, unfortunately, due to the lack of management, control, long-term perspective, thinking about the future, and we have many places, destinations, countries in the European Union that are facing some issues that are most related to the cultural and social aspect that comes with tourism. And that's why the second part of the presentation will be the, let's say, more negative impacts of tourism. And then in the very end, we're going to have some conclusional remarks to see what is happening and how things should be addressed to have a better economical impact, to have a lower negative social cultural impact. That's somehow how I structured my presentation. Okay, so as I said, so firstly we will start with the economical impacts. And I'm gonna, as I said, first share with you some quick facts that actually show the importance of tourism as economical activity in the European Union and in general in the world. So what is mostly common to perceive when we say tourism, pretty much in the society and in the economic sector, people perceive that tourism is something that is very developed in countries that are not so developed. It's not so economically developed or underdeveloped in other segments. And like mostly countries that are dislocated or peripheral and don't have an economical power in general. But as we can see from this graph, we have Croatia, my country where I come from, together with Greece in the European Union, as the two countries that are mostly depending on tourism. We have the tourism has the highest contribution to our GDP. From all European Union members. In Croatia, it's 24.3%, and in Greece, it's 20.3%, meaning that in Croatia, 20.43% of our GDP, of our national GDP, comes from tourism. But yes, I can say that Croatia is a country that is not well economically developed, and we have a high reliance on tourism due to our beautiful coast, as I mentioned already, and our natural and cultural resources. But we see also Italy or Germany that are perceived, Germany, which is perceived in the world, not just in Europe, as economic power as an industrial country, is actually also having 10% share of tourism in their GDP. So even in more developed countries, we see in strong economical countries, we see that tourism plays a very high position in the economy. More precise, let's go back to Germany as the example. And as I said, always, at least it used to be, we will see what the future will bring. But when we speak about production and industry, Germany always stood out as a very strong and powerful example of how it should be done. But we actually see that even in Germany, the contribution of tourism to the GDP is higher than, for example, mechanical engineering or retail trade. So tourism plays a huge and crucial role in the development and the economy of a country like, for example, in this case, Germany. But as I said, it's not just a European example, it's a worldwide example. This is the map of the world. And we can see the dollar sign and the human sign, and this dollar sign indicates the share of the total contribution of travel and tourism to the GDP. And as we can see, it's almost pretty much the same. It's around 10% all over the world. So 10% of the world GDP is created by tourism. And also the contribution of the employment, it's around 10% all over the world. So we actually see that 10% of overall employment in the world is created by tourism. So actually we already speak about something that is extremely strong, extremely powerful. And also when I would just what I want to highlight already right now, all these figures are only related strictly to tourism. But I will later explain to you that many other economical activities and industries that are not touristic ones are also very highly depending on tourism, which we can't measure, we can predict. But the real impact of tourism is way higher than here presented, because there is an hidden impact. I will just give you one example. During the COVID time, in 2021, there was a 50% drop of car sales worldwide. And it was actually the main conclusion was that one of the main reasons why this drop in car sales worldwide was actually the fact that tourism stopped. In tourism, we have the rent-a-car service where you can rent a car, and these rent-a-car companies are huge buyer of new cars worldwide. And due to the drop of tourism during this period, there was no need for new cars. And this drop of car sales worldwide had the most significant reason was actually the drop in tourism activities. Okay. Additional facts, actually, we see that, as already said, 10.3% is the contribution of tourism to the global economy. And also what is interesting, if you look at the graph, figure 1, it's actually the fact that from 2011 to 2019, which is presented in this figure, actually we see that tourism was always growing faster than the overall economical growth. What does that mean, actually? That every year the importance of tourism is greater and greater and greater, because tourism was always growing faster. The contribution of tourism to the economy was going faster. The rate, it was always higher than the overall economical growth rate. So it actually means the share of tourism is every year bigger and bigger and bigger. And we can also see in the figure 2, the travel and tourism has the third most important contribution worldwide after information and communication and financial services to the overall GDP. So this already are figures that really highlight how extremely strong and powerful tourism is. Also, additionally, something that a lot of people who are not in the tourism industry are not aware of, that tourism is a way of export. So it sounds a little bit contradictory, because when we say export, we perceive that something, if you do export, for example, something is produced in Indonesia or in Croatia, it has to leave the country to be exported. So how can tourism be exported if nothing really leaves the country? That's the question. And tourism is perceived as export, as so-called invisible export, because no real export is happening. Nothing is really leaving the country. But how can it be perceived as export? The fact is the following. So if we are in Croatia and we have people from Germany, USA, or China visiting Croatia, they bring with them their money from their homes earned in their national system, and they come to Croatia and pay services in tourism with the money. They pay for the hotel, they pay for the restaurant, they buy a souvenir. The souvenir maybe they take back home to China, but everything else actually happens and stays in Croatia. So the fact that they pay with the money earned in their own country, in their own economical system, it's actually a new contribution to the national economy of Croatia, and is perceived as for us export, and for example in this case of China it would be import, because money left the country, left the economy. So that's how export is happening, but it's in fact invisible export. And this invisible export also unbelievably has a huge share in the world economy. We see of all export activities in the world, it's 7%. 7% of all export that happens in the world, it's tourism export. And when we speak about services export, it's 28% share. And on the right side, actually, we see that tourism, international tourism, is the third biggest activity, export activity. After fuels and chemicals, it comes international tourism. So again, we have here a graph and figure that really shows and displays the importance of tourism worldwide. As already mentioned before, tourism is a great employer. So every 10th person, so 1 out of 10 person in the world is employed in tourism. But not just that, tourism is a great employer, tourism also contributes to new jobs. So 1 in 4 of new jobs are jobs in tourism. Also, which is very important, tourism contributes to gender equality. So 5 out of 10 jobs in tourism are taken by women, and 5 out of 10 are taken by men. And also, which is very important, especially for our students, that tourism employs young people. So 3 out of 10 people in tourism are young people who left their education and have maybe their first work experience. They work in the tourism industry. So tourism is also a great employer. So why is tourism so strong, and why is the importance of tourism the whole time growing? The fact is in standing behind the fact that tourism is the whole time growing, because we have every year more and more people traveling around the world. So tourism is the whole time growing. So because the number of people worldwide traveling every year is growing. So we had 10 years of growth, because 2009 we had the world economic crisis all over the world. So we had a drop. But since then it was 10 years of continuous growth till 2020, of course, when we had the world pandemic. So we see that, and it's not just growing on one area. In the tourism research, we divide the world in 5 territories and tourism areas. And as you can see, in each 5 of them, we had an increase of people traveling in this period. So which means it's happening all over. The most pronounced growth rate were in Asia and Pacific over the last decade comparing to the time before. And here is a very up-to-date fact, which I was very surprised when I was doing the research. Actually, 65 of European Union residents made at least one personal tourism trip in 2023. So this actually indicates how many people in the European Union, so 65% of all inhabitants in the European Union made a trip for tourism purpose. So what actually it's, here we have 2 factors that I want to highlight why this is happening. So before 15, 20 years more, tourism was like a tertiary need. So when you worked and earn some money and you earn your free time. Maybe you decided to spend your money and free time on traveling. But you had also other needs and other ways of perspectives of thinking, saving, buying it, whatever. Nowadays, tourism is a primary need. So people want to travel. And I will also show you later if there is impossibility in travel, they will find a possibility to travel. They will not say, no, okay, I will not travel. They will travel, but they will shape and change the way of traveling. I will show you later the example. So people need, so tourism became a primary need, and that's why it's so big. And the second reason, besides the need to travel, tourism became accessible. So that means with low cost carriers, like it would be in the Asia Pacific area, as I remember one, it was Scoop, the Malaysian low budget company. For example, in Europe, we have Ryanair, EasyJet, many companies, so-called low-cost companies. They made flying accessible. It became cheaper. And also we have the system of the sharing economy like Airbnb and Uber and other apps where you can easily book transportation, book accommodation, and so on. And that also made tourism affordable. So tourism became accessible and affordable. And that's why so many people could engage in tourism as an activity. That's why we have this great numbers. An additional graph that also shows, I would say, the power of tourism. So here we have how total nights spent, and we see again we had a permanent growth till 2020, and then during the pandemic we had a drop. 2020 and 2021 race. So what I want to show you with this graph, first of all, yes, tourism as an economic activity is very sensitive to external factors. Tourism can be influenced by political instability, by wars, like we have now the Ukraine-Russia war. It can be influenced by terrorist attacks. Well, it can be affected by pandemics, like we had in this case, Corona pandemic, which was a very outstanding situation because it was a worldwide situation. We can't recall a situation like that. So actually, yes, it is sensitive, but as I already told you, if people see, okay, there is war in one part of Europe, that doesn't mean I will not travel. I will just not travel there, but I will travel there. So people will shape their way of behavior. If people see, okay, there is an economic crisis happening, and right now I maybe don't have that much money, or I don't feel that economically secure. People will not say, oh, I will not travel. People will say, I will travel, but I will not travel 10 days. I will stay 7 days. I will not stay at a 5-star hotel. I will book a 3-star hotel. They will shape their travel behavior, but they will travel. That's also what the research, but also the empirical findings from the behavior of tourists showed us over the last decade. And also very important, what I want to show you with this graph is the fact, yes, tourism is sensitive, but tourism is unbelievably fast recovering. So it comes back extremely fast. As you can see already in 2022 and in 2023, we even surpassed the numbers from 2019. So it took us only 3 business cycles to be again on almost the same level like we were before the pandemic, before we had a total shutdown. So it's recovering very fast. That's also, it's sensitive, but it comes back very fast after an economic breakdown. Okay, so now what I want to show you in the next 2 slides is actually the the additional effects of tourism, so that are not just related to tourism. So how can actually, because we say that tourism is actually a driver of other economical activities and that are not primary touristic or not touristic at all. So in this case, in this picture, we have a highway. That's the Croatian highway. It's infrastructure. So this highway connects now the whole country from north to east of our beautiful country. We would never have this investment without tourism. Because if the case of Croatia, it's still 80% of our people, tourists, arrive to Croatia by car. So we need a road. Additionally, if 80% of our visitors arrive by car and we have the road, when we have highway tolls, we have a return on investment. So this highway is going to be returned. The investment is going to be returned over a longer period because it's a high investment, but it's going to be returned. Without tourism, we would never have this highway, because the investment would not be profitable ever. It would not make sense to create such a huge investment. So, and this highway made the quality of the life of the local inhabitants, but also other economical activities that use the highway as a logistical transportation system, it contributed. Airports also would not be that developed, or people would not be that mobile if we would not have tourism. Tourism connects the receiving area with the emittive area, so we are connected and we have again infrastructure. In this case, I could use million of examples. This is now shipbuilding. This is one shipyard in the south of Split. So they produce boats, and most of the production goes into tourism. So they have a direct buyer right here in the country. So you have a company, for example, you are agriculture or food beverage, or you have a furniture production, whatever production you have. With tourism, you have your first buyer. So if it's a national production, you can sell the product in your country within tourism as a starting point, and then you can use this starting point to do export and position yourself on an international market. So we see how many of the ships that are produced for the purpose of tourism. And I told you already the car industry, how many of cars used in the world are used for the purpose of tourism. So it's not just tourism, it's also a very wide range. Also tourism, this is one part of the city where I live in, Split. We have a more beautiful city, more developed city, because with tourism, the local government generates revenues, and they use the revenues to create a better coastline, beaches, parks, roads, seaside boulevards, maintain attractions, I will show you later, and so on. So we get money. The government gets money, and the money is used for the overall well-being and quality of our livelihoods. So that's also contribution of tourism. This is a hotel. So you can now see in two moments, for two phases. First phase, the building phase, construction phase. We know how many companies and different sectors are involved in the constructing of such property, from main constructing to furniture and so on. But also during the operation, it needs other economic activities that maintain and supply the process of business operation in a hotel. So it's not just tourism, it's also, using other industries and sectors for the construction and business operation. This is, for example, Jadrolinija is our local national transportation system connecting the mainland with the islands. It would never be profitable without tourism. So this company, also, for example, the local bus company in the city of Split, where I live in, they highly depend on tourists who buy tickets, and because of the tourism, they are profitable, so they can maintain. So tourism actually contributes to the profitability of basic transportation systems, national transportation systems, like in this case, the ship industry. Also, something that tourism is very famous for. So I'm just highlighting here a few economic impacts of tourism and examples. This time was not enough to show everything. In rural areas, we can develop tourism easily where there is nothing else. For example, Switzerland, that is a very strong economic country in Europe, had a huge problem with the population of rural areas. People were moving out of the rural area into the cities. And tourism can be used to valorize rural areas without big investments in big industries or whatever. So with tourism, we can actually use the very preserved rural area, to attract tourists, to offer services, and then that people who live there can maintain their livelihood and have an economic source. And also we have our national parks and cultural sites that we sell tickets to tourists who visit the sites, and then we use the revenues from the sold tickets to maintain them and keep them in shape. So this is just few examples of the contribution of tourism to other economies and the country itself. Okay, so that would be like the first section where I spoke about, excuse me, the positive impact. Now I would continue to cultural and social impacts. And as you can see, the note will change now because it's going to be now more negative perspective. So what is happening? As I said, when you read about tourism over the last few years in the media, in research, in Europe, mostly it was pretty often negative related, because tourism got out of control. We have a mass tourism situation, we have an over tourism situation, which means that we have in some places at some time more tourists that the destination can really handle, and then it has more negative impact than positive impacts. This negative impact on the culture and society, called cultural erosion or gentrification, is actually the fact where we forget. This is a city, this is Dubrovnik, one city in Croatia, but I could also use the example of Venice in Italy. It's the same thing. So what happened in Venice and in Dubrovnik? They are cities. And what is a city originally? A place where the local community lives, creates families, goes to work, etc. But these cities became so popular in the field of tourism that they had so many tourists that living there became impossible. And people moved out of the city. And the city was transformed for the purpose of tourism. And it's more like a museum or a theme park right now. And this is like a winter day in Dubrovnik. So there is nobody, because nobody almost lives there anymore. It's like a museum, which is closed right now. It's like a theme park, which is closed right now. So actually, that's called gentrification. When we actually lose the local tradition, culture, the purpose, and the whole city is transformed for the purpose of tourism. This is what we have in the center of city of Split. Instead of having a butcher where we can go and buy meat for the lunch, instead of having a tailor store where we can go and repair our suit, instead of having a shoemaker where we can go and repair our shoes, we have just souvenir shops, coffee shops, restaurants, or crazy shops like this duck shop, which is very popular in Europe, and nobody really understands what does this represent and what this is related to Croatia, this duck shop, but it's all over. So actually, cities are transformed for the purpose of tourism, and living there becomes impossible, which I will show you also later. An additional cultural impact negative is commodification of culture. So we see, okay, with culture we are specific, and culture is a resource and an attraction. We can attract people to our destination, to our country. And then we use culture in a very wrong way of presenting. the culture, and we present it the whole time. And in order to sell it more, to make it more appealing, more attractive, we shape it, we make a little bit circus out of it. And then it loses its originality and the main purpose, and people who are related, especially young people, don't feel any more connected to the culture, the use of culture, because we make a show out of it. Also, for example, the case of Cancun, Mexico, very, very, very good example. Marginalization of local communities, where the local people in their hometown, home city, country feel like they are on the edge. So why? Because we have cultural clashes, we have cultural differences between people who are visiting the area and people who are living there. So actually we have cultural displacement because local people, as I said, they move out and foreigners move in. So we actually totally shape the city, the culture, lose identity. We have a very high social inequality between people visiting and people living there. So we have change in social structures. So actually we totally transform and we lose the originality of the country, of the city. Due to mass tourism, we have the overcrowding situation. This is the entrance of Dubrovnik. So if you're living in Dubrovnik Old Town, this is the only way to get in, to get to your home. And this is every day, 6-7 months in the year at least, it looks like this. So imagine you're living there and you need to pass to get to your home. And this is like every day. This is Venice. Every day. Oh, but even worst case in Venice, in Italy, it's like almost 365 years in the day. It looks like this. So imagine yourself, you live somewhere here in these buildings and you want to get home or you want to go to work or pick up your kid. Right? It doesn't really look appealing. And that's why people move out. And that's why cities become museums or theme parks. And we lose our culture and identity. And mostly, the last few years, the biggest reason why people are turning against tourism is actually the rising cost of living. It becomes impossible to live in Croatia, in Italy, in Greece for the local communities because it becomes too expensive. Because everything is made for the tourists. We use land to build apartment buildings that foreigners buy, or we use land to build hotels that are made for tourism, and local people can't afford anymore because the prices are made for international customers, and it becomes impossible. And if you can't pay, if there is nothing to rent because everything is made for tourism, and if there is something for rent, but it's so extremely expensive, or something to buy, and it's expensive for tourism, and you as a local cannot afford, if the prices in the supermarket and the restaurants are so expensive that you can't go there anymore as a local because your average salary is way below, way below the average salary of people who are visiting your country, and things become not affordable anymore, then you start to feel threatened. Then you start to feel, if you can't go into the city and go for a coffee, go for a restaurant because it's too expensive, because it's made for visitors, then you start to feel negative, but especially if you can't pay housing. And that's the fact all over the Mediterranean. Portugal, Spain, Italy, Greece, Croatia, wherever you go, it's the same situation, and people start more and more tend to be negative about tourism due to this fact. I said that tourism is good for employment, but many jobs are seasonal employment, only in the tourist season. So also, which is not very attractive and not very appealing because you are employed only through a short period in the year. You can't really develop a career. You don't have a long-term perspective. And also, what we realized over the last few years, especially also with our students, that actually tourism also had a negative impact on the perception of work, because working in tourism, few months you could make a lot of money in Croatia, and then you think, why should I go and work in a company the whole year through 8 hours per day If I can just rent an apartment or rent here, transport tourists from the mainland to the island with a speedboat, and I can make more money in 2 months than I have to work throughout the year. So it had a very negative impact on perception of work and motivation to work, motivation to study. If you can earn more money within few months working, driving a boat, than as a doctor, healing and curing and saving lives. It had also very negative impact on the perception of education and work. And of course, increased crime. Happily, in Croatia, it's not that case, but in Italy and Spain, it's more crime, like pickpockets and etc. Of course, tourism comes with also this negative side effect. And with all this negative impacts, we have a new term called tourismophobia, where more and more people turn negative about when they hear tourism. Why? Because tourism actually should contribute to the quality of local people, because they are living there and something is happening in their home place. So actually their quality of life should increase, as I said, through better roads, better infrastructure, work possibilities. But no, the other opposite happened. It decreased because they can't afford housing, they can't afford going to the supermarket, their life quality decreased. And that's why we have more all over Europe demonstrations against tourism, like in this case you see on the pictures. Okay, so I'm gonna finish with this concluding remarks. Just shortly to summarize and give some perspectives for how it should be done. So what we can say is actually tourism as an industry sets other industries in motion. So because the tourism is not just tourism, as I said, trade, retail, shipbuilding, car production, everything is related to tourism, because tourism actually really accelerates and brings other motions and connects other industries, and it has a huge multiplier effect. Tourism should never be developed as a monoculture, like the case of Croatia, where you are too depending on tourism. There are many reasons why, because it's super sensitive, because it's a short, it's seasonally, and in general, it's not good to be relied. For example, why is Saudi Arabia and Dubai turning so much to tourism? Because it's a nice way of diversification of the economic activity. Tourism is really great, but you should never rely on one thing. That's also why Saudi Arabia is not only relying on their fuels, so that they're forever going to have fuels. Now they look for other ways to diversify their economy. Tourism should be at a long-term perspective, because this is what a lot of destinations do wrong. Croatia has done its part wrong. It's now too late. But we have very close to Croatia another country called Albania. They are entered the tourism market a few years ago. They're going to do the same mistakes. Why? Because we think short-term. We think now how to make now the most money, how to have the most visitors, the most overnight stays, the most revenues. No, it's wrong. We should think long-term. Why do we want to have tourism? How much tourism? What kind of tourism? Where? At what time? Under what circumstances? How can we make the most out of it? How can we integrate tourism in the economy that it really, brings the other economies in motions? How can we have tourism that really we increase the quality of life of the local inhabitants, that we lower the negative socio-economical impact that I mentioned? So this is how we should think about tourism. Tourism is really, really, really great, but we have to do it in a very good way and think long term and integrate it in the society on a way that it's connected with the economical activities, but also connected with the social society and socio-cultural environment of the local community. Thank you for your attention.
Alright. Thank you very much, Dr. Goran Chorluka, for the meaningful insights. It really sparked our curiosity with the tourism, because there are some positive effect and then there are negative impacts as well. Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Goran. We still have 5 minutes. Perhaps there is a question from the audience, or you may write it in the chat room so that Dr. Chorluka can answer if there are any questions.
Pak Haunan,
Yeah,
I would like to ask Dr. Goran.
yes, please, Professor Vincent.
Yeah, Dr. Goran, you describe very well about particularly your country, yeah, and inviting the foreign tourists to Croatia. And my question is, what is the negative impact for having reliance on tourism in Croatia? And then my second question is, we experience over reliance tourism in Bali. Yeah? So our government has been many effort to diversify our tourist destination to other places, something like in somewhere in Manado, in Labuan Bajo, in North Sumatra, Tobale, and the result is not so significant. So, what is your suggestion to have successful diversification of tourist destination? Thank you.
Thank you for your question. The issue in Croatia is the fact that the country is living from tourism. We are reliving, which is very positive. But we are too depending on tourism, and we are extremely seasonal. So tourism in Croatia, it's happening. We have approximately 90% of arrivals and overnight stays from June to September. So everything happens in 4 months. So your country, it's depending on tourism as economic activity, and Croatia is really depending on tourism, the whole government, the whole system, everything. And then it's only 4 months. So imagine something happens, like a health crisis or war or whatever, or just bad weather, because our dominant product is also the beach product. So imagine we have a bad weather situation. We would starve, we would be hungry. And also having tourism so strong and so many people working in tourism, it makes you a little bit also the government, lazy, I would say. Not maybe it's not the best term, but this is how we react. It's going. So we don't think about other industries, other options. We just go with the flow and are not pushed to actively move and consider what else have to be done, and other industries are destroyed and going down, not because of tourism, because as I said, tourism can be used to generate the other industries, but we are not pushed to think like that, and we are a little bit lazy. So that's the negative side effect on the governmental general perspective. On the local perspective, as I told you, it's the fact that prices are increasing, and for the local community, local people, and also working, it's only seasonal, so you cannot really work long, and the quality of life, it's permanently decreasing, because we cannot afford any more housing. The local people cannot buy apartments or rent apartments. In the supermarket and everywhere around, it's becoming more and more expensive, because everything is made for the tourists. We lose our identity, because a lot of people can't live here anymore because of the name reasons. They moved out of the country. We have foreigners moving in the country, so we lose the as a nation the identity. So that's some. I really, time is really not there enough to highlight, but it's really, there are a lot of topics that are have to be highlighted. As I say, I'm coming from the tourism industry, and I love tourism, and tourism is great, but it has to have a long-term perspective, and to see how it can be really integrated in the economy. For example, tourism is used as export. Most export in Croatia that is made in tourism is so-called re-export. How? For example, we import meat and then we sell the meat in the restaurants in Croatia. So it's not full export because when the customer pay in the restaurant, it would be perfect if the meat, the vegetables, and everything sold in the restaurant is produced in Croatia. Then it would be full export because it's produced in the national economy. But we first import it in Croatia and then we sell it to the customer. So we have a re-export. So there are many topics what we do wrong and how can we do it better, especially also, as I said, the socio-economical. The case of Indonesia, Bali is doing many things right, many things wrong. Definitely, it's overcrowded and the infrastructure is not so ready for so many people. And also, it's not done systematically. Things just growing without really having a idea what is the reason and why do we have, and is the quality of the local community really increasing due to tourism? Yes, they are employed and so on, but there are also a lot of negative impacts. But definitely, in order to diversify the products and place new destinations on the tourism market, definitely the popularity and attractiveness of Bali, and because it's world famous, can be used to position and target these other destinations that are very similar, still untouched, similar nature, similar product, but less crowded and untouched. Bali can be a pull factor, an attracting factor to promote the other destinations that are very similar. That's what I would do if I would be in charge. Yes. I hope that it was very complex questions. I hope that I answered a little bit your questions. Thank you for the questions anyway.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Vincent, for the question. And what an interesting topic, actually. Yeah, if we could make it more specific, I mean, like, we could choose one of the topics and then we can make. I was thinking about articles to make, about tourism. It's very interesting topic.
Definitely,
Once again, thank you very much, Goran, for your contribution to our conference today. And we have 193 participants.
Dr. Duran, if I have a topic about tourism, maybe I will ask you to write together and send to the reputable international journal. Are
I would
you
be,
okay?
yes, definitely, definitely. I would be very happy to cooperate on this.
Yes, Professor Amron. Yeah, Goran, thank you very much. We have finished the session, and you are the fourth speaker and the last one for this morning session. Yeah, we have a parallel session after this for the speaker of the presenter for the conference. And
Yes,
once
thank
again,
you for inviting me. Thank
it's
you
nice
for
to see
having
you.
me. Yes, and I wish everyone in the participation later in the sessions a very fruitful conference and fruitful discussions, that you go out of the day with the most inputs as possible. Thank you for having me.
Okay, thank you very much, Goran. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to move forward to the next session, which is the parallel session on at 1 o'clock. Yeah, so we will have a break time now. If you are not yet filling the attendance form, please do so because it is in the chat box. Your attendance form will be in the chat box and where you will receive your certificate of participation for this seminar. And once again, please come on time for the presenter. Yeah, please come on time on at 1 o'clock this afternoon for the breakout session. Do check your WhatsApp group for the which breakout room of your session is going to be, and then who is the moderator, and then please be prepared to present your paper. We hope today's conference has been meaningful and beneficial for us. Thank you once again, and we are looking forward to the parallel session at 1 o'clock. Thank you very much.